This video is called How to Live Alone as a Disabled Person. Hashtag spina bifida, which is what I have.
A lot of you have been asking me recently about how I came to live alone as a disabled person, and I think the story isn't really that special, but I'll go ahead and share it. So in the beginning, I lucked out that my parents have always been very supportive of their children doing what they want to do. They raised us to be fairly independent, and it was especially important for my parents that I be very independent because I'm disabled. I have 5 older sisters. 2 are from both of my parents, so those 2 I grew up with, and they were the first ones to go to college. Now, by the time I turned 18, I was ready to start community college at Tallahassee Community College. So one of my old friends and I, as soon as I graduated high school, I just packed my stuff up and left. Like, I didn't do any of the grad things. I said bye to my parents, and they were cool with that, mainly because I was going to go live with my older sister. So moving out of the house wasn't really an issue because I was still going to be with family. Also, I need to add, my health in my high school years, probably like a few months into college, was at its best. So I really didn't have any health issues that would affect me moving during this time. Of course, we all know the stories about me getting sick in college, having brain surgery and all that stuff, so I'm not gonna get into that. But most of my college years, I just lived with my sister. My last year in Tallahassee, before I graduated from Florida State University, I decided to move out of my sister's place and get a place on my own. I had a lot of help from friends and family of moving my stuff. That's usually the biggest issue with me and living alone, is being able to move my things. And that was the start of me fully living on my own. And living on my own at the start was easier affording food and anything else because I got financial aid while I was still in school. And my parents are typical Latino parents, so they would come and visit, bring me food, cook me food, they would mail me care packages. So I was doing pretty all right in college. And then the biggest step I've ever done of living alone is moving to California. We already know all that story too. I saved up a lot of leftover money from financial aid, and I just moved here. A lot of my income now comes from writing, creating videos, and that's how I'm able to take care of myself. That's kind of my journey of living alone. I just kind of did it. A lot of it was luck, and a lot of it was privilege. I had a lot of privilege that when I first started moving out on my own and testing stuff out, even when I started living with my sister, I was a lot healthier at that time. And I know a lot of you ask about how did I convince my parents. I never really had to convince them. They always worry about me. I talk to them every day. They do help me out every now and then. My mom will send me pads, but I didn't have to really convince my parents. This is kind of my journey of how I started living alone. College really was my first step. I don't think I would have left my parents' house if I didn't go to college, and if my sister didn't let me live with her. Luck and privilege does have a play into it, so take this video however you want. And if you live alone and you're disabled, maybe share your story on how you got there so that we can hear other experiences. Thank you for watching, and if you like my work and you want to help support me, the links to my Patreon and PayPal are in the description below. And until next time, bye.
I like this video a lot. Now I'm about to tell y'all my story about living on my own with spina bifida, or a disability. In my case, spina bifida like hers. Now with me, my mom and my granny, they raised me as a child to always be independent. You know, they taught me things that will carry over into my adult life. And then when my granny and my mom passed, my granny passed in 2000. My mama passed in 2007. So I took what I learned from them from the short period of time they was in my life and carried it over to my adult life. But then when they died, I moved in with my auntie. And then my auntie and her husband, which is my uncle by marriage, he's like my father figure. They taught me everything that my mom and granny didn't teach me to live on my own. Not to mention all my other uncles. Like, my whole family is like my support system. They taught me everything I needed to know to live on my own and to be on my own, like a family is supposed to. You know, your family's supposed to hold you down and help you and teach you things, especially when you're younger. Like, you know, I've been getting raised by my family from my cousins to my uncles to my auntie, my mom, my granny, they all taught me things my whole life to prepare me for adulthood, you know. So I can say that I had a lot of people in my corner helping me out, knowing that I have a disability. Although my disability isn't too hindering for me, because in most people's cases with spina bifida, they can't walk, but I can walk unless I have an injury like a broken ankle or ulcer or a D-cube or, something like that, which I've had a few of them in my life. But when I'm not injured, I can walk just like, like regular. I walk with a limp, but I walk, regular, like everybody else who can walk. So other than getting transportation, being mobile as far as walking isn't difficult for me, or just getting around my house. I can cook and clean and everything on my own. As far as like washing dishes, doing laundry, sweeping, washing dishes and all that stuff. My family, like I said, they taught me that from a young age all the way up until I moved out. And I moved out like the same year I graduated high school. I got me a place, moved out, and I just started living on my own, man. Well, not just started, because I've been living on my own since I was like 18, 19. I'm 27 now, so just like she said, I kind of just did it. I took the resources that I was given as a child, learning. My auntie taught me how to use a washing machine, a dishwashing machine. She taught me how to wash dishes by hands. She taught me how to wash, furniture and walls and, microwaves. She taught me how to use the stove, George Foreman grill, all that. I already knew how to shop and buy clothes. I've been buying clothes since I was a teenager on my own, I was taught how to pay bills and how to write checks and stuff, from my family. So, I pretty much just took the resources that I was given due to my family, my cousins, and other people taught me how to, defend myself when I was young, how to stand up for myself and how to fight, and just the basic things that you need to survive. Defend yourself, take care of yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Like, I owe all of that knowledge to my family, because my family played a huge part, and that's my story on being disabled, and living on my own, living alone disabled. I've been doing this since I was around 18, 19, and I'm still doing it. And it's been an amazing journey. I can't say I have any complaints about living on my own at all. When I do feel lonely or bored or whatever you want to call it, I just call family over and they come and hang out. A lot of my family live right around the corner from me. Whether it's this corner or that corner, a lot of my family lives close to me, so it's nothing to get company. So I never get lonely or bored or anything. And if I ever feel like I want company or need company, my family always come through and kick it. So that's my story of living on my own, man. I hope y'all enjoyed her video like I did, and I hope y'all enjoy my side of living on my own with a disability and all of that, man. So y'all be blessed.